Welcome back. We have with us now Laolu Akonde, who is a Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity in the Office of the Vice President. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And so we began the new year. I should say Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, Sister Malkwe.
And we began the new year, with news that the federal government had begun the implementation of 5,000 Naira to the most vulnerable in society. Precisely in what state have this program started? And let's start from there.
Well, so there are 9 states that are going to be featured in the first phase of this program. That is Borno, Kwara, Bauchi, Cross Rivers, Niger, Kogi, Oyo, Ogun, and Ekiti. But funds have been released as at last week for the first 3 states, which is Borno, Kwara, and Bauchi.
So funds have only been released for 3 states so far?
As at last week.
As of last week?
Yeah, that was what we said in the statement.
So 11 states are on the...
9.
Beg your pardon. 9 states are on the program, but 6 are yet to get any funds.
They will be getting their funds very soon.
How soon is soon?
Well, we'll find out very soon. I don't want to make any specific date now, but I know that it's going to be very soon because these monies have been appropriated and cash back already. So it's just a question of getting it through. Already in those 3 states, people are collecting the money. And as a matter of fact, they are collecting 10,000 because it covers the first 2 months of the program. So
it's backdated?
Yeah.
So how far?
Well, I guess it's probably December, and January. Okay,
so they get the money at the beginning of the month?
Well, because they're getting 2 months for starters, not because of anything, but it's going to be 5,000 per month. But the first payment out is actually 10,000 to cover 2 months.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you say that they get 10,000 Naira to get to cover 2 months, I'm asking if they get the money at the beginning of the month.
No, I think it's probably better to think it's at the end of the month. But because we are trying to just do some catch up, that's why you have a situation where it's 10,000 for the first payment out.
Because it is likely that they might not get any money again until the end of February.
Well, the point is that they've been paid for 2 months, and if it covers December and January, the next one will be end of February.
It's very important that you communicate this, because if at the end, if you say, "Oh, we've started a program, we paid for 2 months, and you're getting 10,000 at the beginning of January," if the end of January comes when people are expecting payment and there's no payment, the chances are high that people might say the program has stopped.
No, actually, everybody is very clear that it's 5,000 monthly, so we don't anticipate that problem.
Okay. So, at the end of February, most likely is when they're expecting. Remind us again, the 3 states you say have received their payments.
So that will be Borno, Bauchi, and Kwara.
Okay, so the governor of Ekiti State is definitely correct when he says that, nobody has received 5,000 Naira in his state.
Well, I think that claim was just a little bit, below the limit, because what we said in the statement is that 9 states are going to be covered in the first phase. Mm-hmm. And we said that these 3 states, are the ones that the money has been released to the Nigerian Interbanking Settlement System, which is the agency that is going to be managing, operationally how the money is disbursed and when. So we made it very clear.
Mr. Akonde, we have to take a break now.
All right.
We'll have to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue our discussion from there. Do join us again. Welcome back. We still have with us Laolu Akonde, who is a Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity in the Office of the Vice President. You're making certain explanations before we went on break on, why we're starting with 3 states. I mean, only 3 states have received their monies right now, and the remaining, I think, 6 states, which are part of the 11 pilot states, are yet to receive theirs. Yeah,
so 9 pilot states. The statement that we issued last week says that NIBSS has already released the funds for those 3 states, Borno, Kwara, and Bauchi, and will be releasing the funds for the other to balance up for the total of 9 very soon.
How many people have been captured in this scheme so far?
Well, I have to check to give you an exact figure. I don't want to make a guess. But altogether, it's our plan to hopefully within the budget cycle, like we've promised, to touch 1 million Nigerians in this project.
How were you able to? How was the selection process for the states done?
Okay, so the World Bank, had been working with those states actually before the commencement of this administration to develop what is called a social register. So when we came in and we were considering the options of how to identify the poorest and the most vulnerable among us, we looked at a number of several ways to do it, and we decided that since the World Bank had advanced in those states, in 8 of those states, as a matter of fact, in developing a social register, that it's best for us to just work with the World Bank and those states that have developed the social register. And what they do is to use a community-based targeting to say that, okay, you identify the states, you find out in those states where are these local governments that is considered poorest in the state, and then within those local governments, you now go and find out where are the communities that are considered poorest and where you have more vulnerable people. So this is a model of the World Bank, and we felt that it's useful for our purposes. So 8 of those states, had developed this social register, or were developing it by the time we came in. And so that was how we chose those 8 states, because they were already advanced in developing this social register. So we now added Borno for obvious reasons, because of the situation of the IDPs there. So we have a verified list of IDPs in Borno that was added to it, making the 9th state for the first phase.
Let's go to Lagos now and take some questions.
Good to see you, Mr. Akonde. When we talk about the poorest and the most vulnerable, we all are Nigerians, and we're still asking how you were able to pick these ones, away from those who are displaced in Nigeria's northeast region, specifically in other parts of the country, like in the southern part and even in the southwest of the country. How were you able to pick these genuine poor people to make this scheme?
The simple answer is that the community, it's in the community, and it's the people in the community that pick those that are considered poorest and those that are considered to be vulnerable. And the good thing about the way that the community-based targeting is done is that after you have used your surveys and focus groups to determine within the community who the poorest are, there is also an opportunity for grievance and redress. If a list comes up, somebody's name comes up, and people say, no, where you guys think is poor, we know this, we know that about him, he gets money from somewhere. The system allows you to be able to review, that kind of a selection and take another look at it, cross-check it, basically to find out what exactly the truth is. So what I'm saying is that, the community people are the ones that will pick in their community those that they know to be poor, and then that selection itself is open to a transparent review. Just to ensure that what we are doing is not only fair but also credible.
Who makes up the community people that will elect those that are poor and vulnerable? For instance, if you come to my neighborhood somewhere in the hinterlands of Lagos, who are you going to pick when many of us don't even know our councillors, and these are also people with political interests? How would you generally know the people who should make the list?